Hi, everybody. For those who's the first time joining, I'm Albert Garcia, and I'm going to be guiding you through the next hour of Yoga Tone. Today, we're going to be focusing on our core, on really strengthening, and we're going to be going through a lot of planks. So, we're going to start with a gentle wrist warm up and as well activating our core. Then, we're going to go through a vinyasa flow as well, using our legs and balance, how we can put everything together to have a better posture, to build up that strength to support our body. So I would really suggest that you get yourself comfortable. If you have at home some blocks, you can always use those blocks or maybe a bottle or a book to give yourself a little bit more support. If you don't have any of those, you can always take with you maybe a chair and just have it by your side in case you need an extra support. Most important, if you have any injuries, if you have any pains in your body, always take care of it. Make sure that you don't force yourself too far. I always try to give some variations in case you need a little bit easier. And before we start, just a good thing to know is that whenever we go to our planks, we want to keep ourselves supported and we want to keep our hands and wrists supported. So if at any point you feel that's too much, instead of using your hand, you can always use your forearm. Or when you are in the side planks, we can always use our legs. I'm going to show that later. Most important to as well enjoy your practice, to give yourself the time to connect to your body, to connect to your mind, and hopefully to have a nice flow. So we're going to start having a comfortable seat. Some of you might want to be seated on your heels. I prefer to start seated on a block so that we can give a little bit more height on to our lower back to have a little bit more ease. You can sit cross-legged or even start seated on a chair if that's something that works better for you. We're gonna take a moment to close the eyes and just to allow your body to settle. Take a moment to explore if there are any places of tension, perhaps around your spine or your shoulders, maybe your neck. If you want, just give them a little shake, just to help you arrive to your mat. Once you have the point of stillness, noticing the weight of your sit bones grounding to the mat or your prop. From your sit bones, visualize a beautiful string going all the way up towards the crown of the head. And from the crown of the head, pulling you a little bit higher, reaching a little bit taller. Noticing how is your breath today. If it's fast, slow, or if there are any differences between the right and the left side of the body. All together, we're going to bring one hand into the lower abdomen and one hand into the chest. Take a moment to feel and see if you can start connecting to the movement that your breath generates into your body. For the practice of today, we're going to be focusing on strength, on stability. Perhaps you want to bring up an intention that suits your day, maybe this moment in time. And give a beautiful smile to that intention. Smiling to yourself, giving yourself permission to explore through the hour of the practice. All together, I'm going to take a very deep inhale through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. 2 more times, deep inhale through the nose. And a big exhale through the mouth. 1 last time, deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling through the mouth. And gently opening the eyes. Inhaling, reaching with the arms out towards the sky. Interlace the fingers and exhaling, press the palms towards the front, curve your back. Inhaling, lifting up, expand your armpits, open up your chest. And exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the navel in, hands towards the front. 1 more time, inhaling, lifting up. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the palms towards the front, a little bit further. Inhaling, reaching up. Then release your hands. You're going to bring the left hand towards the right knee and the right hand back. Trying to keep the shoulders above the hips. Inhaling to lengthen up high. And exhaling, squeeze the navel in towards the spine. See if you can twist a little bit more towards the right side of the body. 1 more breath. And squeezing the twist a little bit further out. Inhaling, lifting the arms, coming back to the center. Exhaling, bring the right hand towards the left knee, the left hand back. Trying to keep the expand. Exhaling, squeeze the navel in, look towards the left shoulder. 1 more breath. And squeezing, looking a little bit further back. On the next inhale, coming back to the center. And exhaling, bring the hands in front of the heart. Interlace the fingers and bring the elbows together. Your forearms are glued together. And gently start making some circles with your wrists. Perhaps you want to make this 8 figure, right and left. Or perhaps you want to first start rolling through the right. And change yourself a few circles towards the left. And then from here, release your hands. Give yourself a little shake into the hands. And gently we're going to pass ourselves onto the hands and knees. If you're seated onto a block, just move it to the side. We're going to place the hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Then focusing onto the palms and fingertips, gently start to make circles towards the right. And being very careful, the wrists are a very tender part of our body. So without pushing too far, without pressing with too much weight, see how big or small your circles needs to be today. And gently, we're going to change towards the other side, making circles towards the left. Just explore how it feels, if there is any place of tenderness, especially trying to press down with our thumbs and the index finger. And slowly from here, turn the palms the other way around. Your fingertips are pointing up towards your knees. And give yourself a little stretch. Perhaps you want to gently bring the hips a little bit further back. Perhaps you want to stay a little bit more up. For some of you might want to maybe bend a little bit one elbow and the other just to explore, giving a little stretch to our forearms, opening our wrists a little bit more. And slowly turn the palms back, and we're gonna turn the back of the hands down towards the mat. And some of you might need to come back to sit onto your heels to have a little bit more support. Some might be very flexible, might be able to bring a little bit more weight, so it's totally up to you. Here, really stretching the top of the forearm. Maybe again, you want to bend a little bit, one elbow and the other. And slowly finding our way back to that tabletop position. Again, making sure the hands are underneath the shoulders, knees under the hips. We're going to start by bringing the left heel back and up. And really using our hands, reaching with the right hand out. So make sure that there is equal balance between the left hand and the right knee. Taking a deep inhale here. And on the exhale, squeeze the navel in and bring the left knee to touch the right elbow. Inhaling, reaching out, taking a deep inhale. And exhaling, squeeze the left knee towards the right elbow. Inhaling, reaching out, keep your hips squared. Exhaling one last time, squeeze the knee towards the elbow. Inhaling, pressing out. And slowly lower the hand and knee, going to the other side. Reach with the right heel back and up. One long line from the heel to the crown of the head. And if you can, reach with the left arm out. Taking a deep inhale. And exhaling, squeeze the right knee towards the left elbow. Inhaling, pressing out, engaging our core. Exhaling, squeeze the right knee towards the elbow. Inhaling out, one last time. Exhaling, squeeze the knee. Inhaling, pressing out. And slowly lower the hand and knee. From here, tuck your toes. Let the belly drop. Inhaling for a big cow, arching your back. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, round the spine as high as possible for a big cat. Let the belly drop. Inhaling, looking for a big cat. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the belly in for a big cat. Let the belly drop. Inhaling. Exhaling, tuck the tailbone, press the navel in for a big cat. Coming back to the center. Now we're going to go a little bit further. Take a deep inhale. And on the exhale, lift your knees just a tiny bit off the mat, a little inch. Try to keep the belly in. The navel is pressing in towards the spine. Make sure that your head is not hanging or falling, creating one long line through the spine. Shoulders are engaged. One more breath. And slowly lower the knees. Exhale, let the belly drop. Inhaling, arching your spine. And exhaling, pressing for a big cat. Coming back to the center. One more time, activating our core. Tug your toes. Inhaling, press with all the fingertips. Lift your knees 1 inch off the mat. If you look at the video, it should barely be noticeable. Almost the hairs of the leg are touching to the mat or your clothes. One more breath. And slowly from here, pressing even further, bring the sit bones back for the first downward dog of the practice. Taking a moment to adjust yourself. Maybe you want to take a few walks a little bit side to side. Perhaps gently say no with your head. And slowly from here, start walking the feet towards the hands, one bit at a time. Placing the toes behind the wrists. Bend a little bit your knees, and hold of the opposite elbows. And give yourself a little swing side to side. Give yourself a little bit more space. One more breath. And slowly release the arms, bend the knees even deeper, and pressing from the feet, slowly start rolling up your body, rolling up the spine all the way back to stand. Once we come to stand, we're going to bring the big toes together, heels a little bit apart, Samasthiti position. And all together, inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, slowly fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. If you need, hands to the shins. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga, or knees, chest, chin to the mat, your own choice. Inhaling, low cobra or upward dog, however you want to start. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking 3 long breaths here. And always feel free to wiggle a little bit side to side if you need to. Or if you feel that you need more stillness, pressing with the hands, sit bones reaching up towards the sky. On the next inhale, bend the knees between the hands, step or jump to the front, and exhaling, fold forward. Inhaling, lifting all the way up towards the sky. Exhaling, Samasthiti. Going one more round. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, slowly fold forward. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Check in with your legs. Some of us might be able to bring the heels down the mat. If that's not possible for you, perhaps you need to walk the feet a little bit closer to the hands, or bend a little bit your knees to help the sit bones reach a little bit higher. Check your shoulders, see if you can rotate the shoulders down the back, away from your ears. On the next inhale, bend the knees between the hands. Either step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Inhale, lengthening all the way out towards the sky. Exhaling, Samasthiti. Going a little bit further, bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Right between hands, lower the left knee down to the mat. Make sure that the top of the right ankle. Inhaling, lifting the arms up. Exhaling, bring the hands onto the right knee. Press the thigh towards the front to give yourself a little bit more space. With every exhale, rotating the shoulders down, allow the hips to melt a little bit deeper. One more breath. And lower a little bit deeper. On the next inhale, reaching the arms up high towards the sky. Exhaling, bring the right hand out all the way down to the mat. If you need, place a block under your hand. And reach with the left hand a little bit further, stretching all the left side of the body. One more breath, deep inhale. On the next inhale, coming back to the center, you're going to bring the left hand down to the mat, reach with the right fingertips towards the sky, until you can lift the left knee up. Give yourself one big line from the left heel to the crown of the head. The right hand is still reaching all the way back up to the sky. One more breath. And gently from here, we're going to take a deeper inhale. We're going to bring ourselves towards the outside edge of the left foot and step the right foot all the way on top of the left for our first side plank. If you feel that this is too much, you could always keep the right foot in front of you, giving a little bit more support. Or even bending the left knee down and reaching with the right leg out. Whatever is up for you, just one more breath here, trying to lift the hips up, keeping high, and gently lower the right hand down towards the mat. All together, take a deep inhale, and exhale, lower Chaturanga. Inhaling upward up, rolling the shoulders away from the ears. Exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale. And the deep exhale out. On your next inhale, going to the left side, we're going to set the left foot between the hands. We're going to lower the right knee down to the mat. Again, trying to keep left knee on top of your ankle. Inhaling, reach the arms up first, shoulders above the hips. Exhaling the hands to the knee, giving yourself a little bit more support. Taking a deeper inhale. Exhaling, slowly reach further down. One more breath. And a little bit further down. On the next inhale, reach with the arms up towards the sky. We're going to bring the left hand down outside of the left hip and reach with the right fingertips a little bit further. You might feel that stretch going from your right thigh, the front of the hip, all the way up towards your right arm. And check your neck, if your neck needs any adjustment. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, we're going to lower the right hand down onto the mat. Reach with the left fingertips up towards the sky. Tug the back toes. See if you can lift the right knee up high, still keeping the left knee on top of your ankle. We have to engage our core, our obliques, helping us to twist. One more breath. And gently from here, see if you can tilt yourself towards the outside edge of the right foot. You can either keep the left foot in front, perhaps reaching all the way above your right foot. Trying to keep the left arm above your left shoulder, shoulders above the right wrist. One more breath. And slowly lower the left hand down, taking a deep inhale. And exhale over Chaturanga. Inhaling upward up. Exhaling downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale. And perhaps a big exhale through your mouth. On your next inhale, bend the knees between the hands. Step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Bend the knees, start the tailbone, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lengthening all the way, Samasthiti position. Going to a longer sequence. Bend the knees, start the tailbone, Utkatasana. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Elbows next to the ribs. Upward up. Exhaling, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, set the right foot between the hands, descend the left knee stays up, swing our back toes, reaching the arms up high for our first high lunge. This high lunge again, trying to keep the right knee above your ankle. If you need to make the distance between your feet a little bit shorter, pressing with the left knee out, reaching with the left heel back. One more breath. So we can reach a little bit further back, bring the hands behind, interlace the fingers, rolling the shoulders, inhaling to look up high. Maybe you stay here, or perhaps exhaling, fold forward for a humble lunge. Give yourself a little bit more space. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, reaching with the arms up high. And opening the left heel down. The left foot is parallel to the short side of the mat. Open the arms to the side for Warrior Two. In this Warrior Two, really feeling your right thigh. Don't let your knee fall inwards, still pointing towards the front. One more breath. On the next inhale, lengthen the right leg up. And exhaling, bring the weight towards your left foot. Might be that your heel is a little bit higher up, that's totally fine. See if you can keep a long spine and explore a little bit, perhaps if you want to give a little circle or check onto your right leg. And gently from here, coming back towards the right foot, walking the hands, and see if you can reach with the right hand out, outside of your right knee. Lengthen the left arm out for Parsva Konasana or side angle. We want to create one long line from the left heel towards the left fingertips. One more breath here. And on the next inhale, coming back into that Warrior Two, taking a deeper Exhaling, see if you can lower a little bit further down. Inhaling. And a little bit deeper down. On your next inhale, lengthening the right leg up. Exhale, reverse the triangle, give a big stretch to the right side of the body. Be careful not to press with your left hand onto your back knee. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming back to the center, bend the right knee. You can choose to bring the right elbow to the knee and lengthen the left arm front. Or perhaps you want to give yourself an extra challenge. Reach with the right hand a little bit further. Give yourself a little hop. Coming into this half moon here. If you need support, you can always place a block underneath your right hand. We want to flex the left foot, pressing out with the left heel. One more breath. And slowly with control, lower the left hand down to the mat. Close your hips. Lower the left foot as far back as possible. Round the hands into the mat. Inhale, stepping back to the plank. We're going to hold here for 2 more breaths, really engaging that core. Make sure that you're not sinking down. Press the shoulders up high. And if you feel it's too much, you can always lower the knees. Create yourself a little bit more ease. 1 more breath. On the exhale, gently bend the elbows, lower Chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog. And exhaling downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale here. And a big exhale out. Bend the knees between the hands. Inhaling, step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. Utkatasana, chair pose. Lengthening all the way up. Samasthiti. Going to the other side. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. Utkatasana. Exhaling, fold forward. Uttanasana. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back. Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward up. And exhaling, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, step the left foot between the hands. Right knee stays up, staying in a high lunge. Inhaling, arms up high. Take a moment here to adjust your posture. Check that your hips are pointing to the front. Maybe you need to wiggle a little bit more, the left foot to the left side. Taking a deeper inhale. Hips, bring your hands behind. Place your fingers, rolling the shoulders back. And maybe stay here or exhaling, fold forward for a humble lunge. Taking 1 more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. Reach with the arms up high. Exhaling, lower the right heel down to the mat. Open for a warrior 2. Taking a deeper in. Exhaling, release further. Try to expand your chest. Expand on the front of your body. On the next inhale, lengthening the left knee up. And exhaling, bend the right knee and lower the hips down towards the mat. Trying to keep 1 long spine. Perhaps your right heel is off the mat. That's totally fine. Check a little bit what's happening through your left leg. You can give it a little bit more opening and stretch. And slowly from here, walk the hands towards the left foot. I'm going to round the left arm all the way above, outside of the left knee, and lengthen with the right hand out for a long line, Parsvakonasana. Here, try not to fall to the front. We want to open up the chest. Give yourself a little bit more space. 1 more breath. On the next inhale, rising from the left foot, lifting all the way back up into that warrior 2. Adjust your hips if you need, shoulders above the hips. 1 more breath. On the next inhale, lengthening the left knee. Exhale, reverse the triangle, still pressing equally with both feet into the ground. Perhaps go down towards your back foot, or check what's happening around your neck. On the next inhale, coming back to the center, bend the left knee. You choose maybe left elbow to the knee, reach with the right arm up. Or if you want to go further, bring the left hand further front, give yourself a little hop, coming into this half moon here. If there is any pain at all through the left knee, the supporting leg, you can always give it a little bit deeper bend. Make sure that you're always protecting yourself. One more breath. And slowly bend the left knee, lower the right hand down, and lower the right foot as far back as possible. Inhale, stepping back to the plank. Hold that plank for 3 deep breaths. Again, if you need, you can always lower the knees down to the mat to make it a little bit easier. Make sure that your head is not dropping down, but still engage your neck. On the next exhale, we're going to lower the knees, lower the chest, lower the chin, all the body down to the mat. Untug your toes, rotate the shoulders back. Inhaling, lengthen for a low cobra here. We want to have the glutes a little bit more engaged. The feet are pressing into the mat so that the legs engage and the knees come off the mat. If you want to go further, see if you can lift your hands and squeeze the elbows towards your rib cage a little bit more. One more breath. And slowly release down. Press the hands underneath the shoulders. Bring your sit bones back. And take a moment here into a child pose. You might want to keep the hands over the front. You might want to bring the hands all the way behind, resting onto your heels. Whatever feels more comfortable for you. One more breath. On the next inhale, bringing ourselves back into that tabletop position. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Tug the toes, like we did in the beginning. We're going to take a deep inhale, and on the exhale, ground the hands into the mat. Lift your knees 1 inch off the mat. Still engaging that core, shoulders pressing up. One more breath. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking a deeper inhale here. And exhaling out. Bend the knees in between the hands. Step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone, Utkatasana chair pose. Lengthening all the way, Samasthiti position. Firm interlace the fingers, press the palms up towards the sky. See if you can reach up high. You can allow the shoulders to the heels of the mat. Trying to keep the heels glued together. Imagine that you have a corset all the way around the sides of your body. One more breath. And with control, slowly lower the heels down. Going for our last sequence with a bit more planks here. Bend the knees, tuck the tailbone. Utkatasana, chair pose. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. Exhaling, downward facing dog. On your next inhale, you're going to bend the knees a tiny bit, turn the knees towards the left side, and exhaling, see if you can release and bring the sit bones towards your heels. Inhaling, coming back to the center, turn the knees towards the right, and exhaling, bring the sit bones towards your heels. Inhaling, center, turn the knees towards the left, exhaling, bring the heels back. Inhale, center, one last time, turn the knees towards the right, exhaling, gently squeeze. Inhaling, center, coming back. And all together, we're going to bring the feet to the middle back line of the mat. Reaching with the right toes up, taking a deep inhale. Exhaling, bring the right knee towards the nose for this high lunge here. Inhaling, pressing back. Exhaling, squeeze the right knee towards your nose. Inhaling, pressing back. Exhaling, bring the right knee towards your nose. Staying here in this high plank, deep inhale. Set the right foot between the hands. Bring the hands back next to your hips, creating one long diagonal here. Taking a deeper inhale. And you can choose to bring the hands in front of your heart, or how you want to keep them to the sides of the body. We're going to give ourselves a little impulse, passing onto this warrior three. Making sure that you're pressing up with your left heel. Check that your right knee is supported, that there is not too much pressure. One more breath. And with control, slowly lower the left foot as far back. Inhaling, lift the arms up high for this high lunge here. Bring the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers, rotate the shoulders for a deep inhale. And exhaling, fold forward for a humble lunge. Taking one more breath here. Inhaling. And a big exhale out. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. Lower the left heel down to the mat, opening the arms for warrior two. Deep inhale. And exhale, so you can lower a little bit deeper down. On your next inhale, lengthen the right leg. Exhale, reverse the triangle. Give yourself a little bit more space. Inhaling, center. Bend in the right knee. Bring the right hand a little bit further to the front. This time directly giving ourselves a little hop onto this half moon here. Taking a deeper inhale. If you feel that this is too much, you could always bend a little bit more the right knee, or perhaps lower the left foot down, staying into the side angle. One more breath. And with control, slowly lowering the left foot as far back as possible. Inhaling, lengthening up. And exhale, reverse the warrior two. Inhaling, center, rolling the hands all the way down to the mat. And we're going to step back to a plank. Taking a deep inhale. And we exhale out with control. Tilt yourself towards the right side. Opening the left arm up towards the sky. You can stay here into the side plank if you need. Bring the forearm down. If you want to go further, see if you can lift the left leg up into the star plank. One more breath. Try to keep the hips facing to the front. Open up to the sky. And slowly, see if you can lower the left hand down to the mat. Keep your left foot up, taking a deep inhale. Exhale, lower chaturanga, three leg. Inhaling up. And exhaling, downward facing dog. Taking a deep inhale here. And a big exhale out. One more breath between our sides. And exhaling out. We're going to go to the other side. On the left knee towards the nose. Inhaling, pressing back. Exhaling, bring the left knee towards the nose. One more time. Inhaling, pressing back. Exhaling, bring the left knee towards your nose. This time stay here. Hold your core. One more breath. And set the left foot between the hands. Bring the hands next to your hips into this shooting lunge, one long diagonal. Now you can choose to stay with the hands maybe next to the body or to the side into an airplane, or perhaps bring them in front of the heart, press the palm towards each other, so you can swing the weight towards the front, lifting the right heel up for warrior three. Check your balance here. See if you can keep the shoulders away from your ears. One more breath. And with control, lowering the right foot back, inhaling, lifting up for this high lunge. Take a moment here. Exhaling, release deeper. One more breath. And a little bit further down, lower the hands behind the back, interlace the fingers. See if you can open up the chest. Perhaps you want to stay here. Or exhaling, fall forward for a humble lunge. See if you can relax your neck, look towards your back heel. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center and lowering the right foot down parallel to the short side, arms to the side for warrior two. Deep inhale. Exhale, release a little bit further down. Reach with the left fingertips towards the front. Deep inhale. And exhale, reverse the warrior. Give yourself a moment to check. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming back to the center. We're going to give ourselves an extra challenge. See if we can reach with the left hand directly to the front. Giving ourselves a little hop, passing onto this half moon. If you feel this is too much, you could always lower the foot down, just staying into the side angle, reaching with the right hand front. One more breath here, still engaging our core. With control, gently bending the left knee, lowering a little bit further down, lower the right foot, inhaling, coming into this warrior two, and exhale, reverse the triangle. Inhaling center, rotating the hands down to the mat, and staying here, stepping back to plank, taking one deep inhale, and exhaling, lower chaturanga. Inhaling upward dog, and exhaling downward facing dog. Roll the spine, coming to this high plank here. So you can twist your hips toward the left side. Keep the left shoulder above your left wrist. Reaching with the right arm up. You choose if you stay here. Perhaps you want to lift the right leg up. Staying into the start. If you ever need, coming down to your forearm. One more breath. And see if you can control, gently lower the right hand down, squaring ourselves into this tripod plank. Exhaling, lower chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog, shoulders down the back. Exhaling, downward facing dog. All together. Bend the knees in between the hands. Inhaling, step or jump to the front. And exhaling, fold forward. Bend the knees down, the tailbone, Utkatasana, chair pose. Lengthening all the way, Samasthiti position. Going for our last vinyasa. Bend the knees down, the tailbone, Utkatasana. Exhaling, fold forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, lengthen the spine. Exhaling, step or jump back, Chaturanga. Inhaling, upward dog. And exhaling, downward facing dog. From here, so you can keep the feet about hip distance apart. You're gonna inhale, roll the spine to bring yourself onto this high plank. And either stay here or gently lower halfway to give yourself a half chaturanga push-up. Inhaling, pressing up. And exhaling down into downward facing dog. I'm gonna repeat that one more time. Inhaling, roll the spine, keep the navel here, exhaling, half chaturanga. Inhale, and exhaling, pressing back. Inhale, and gently lowering the knees, and tuck your toes, pressing yourself into a child pose here. Taking a deep inhale, and a big exhale out. One more breath. And with control, slowly coming back into that tabletop position. We're going to turn the fingertips to look back towards your knees like we did in the beginning, giving ourselves a little moment of stretch to our wrist and forearm. So you might want to gently wiggle a little bit side to side. Perhaps you want to bring the sit bones back a little bit more. And slowly bring the fingertips back to look towards the front. We're going to bring the back of the hands onto the mat. Again, that might feel much more intense, so you might want to really sit on your heels. And slowly give yourself a little press, always controlling how much force you give to your wrists. And slowly releasing down. We're going to bring ourselves down onto that tabletop position. You can choose to cross the legs or swing the legs to bring yourself down to sit. Or perhaps you want to take a full vinyasa to find your way down to the mat. Now from here, if any of you feel that the lower back is rounding or you're falling backwards, I would recommend to take that little cloth or maybe little pillow, place it underneath to lift your hips, pressing with the heels out, inhaling up, and exhaling, fold forward for Paschimottanasana. Perhaps you can hold the outside of your feet, your ankles, under your knees. If your knees hurt, always give yourself a little bend. Perhaps you can hug yourself. One more breath here. On your next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center. If you have a block underneath, gently move it to the side. You're going to bring the hands back about 20 centimeters behind your sit bones. If you don't know, more or less, the hand onto your hip, lower the elbow. And then we swap the elbow for the hand. We do the same on the other side. You can choose to keep the legs together. That's more intense. Perhaps you want to bend your knees, feet distance apart to have a little bit more space. And all together, inhaling, lift the hips up high. And I like to keep the chin tucked to the chest, looking towards your feet. And see if you can lift the hips so high up that they cover your feet. One more breath. And with control, slowly lower the hips down. From here, bending the right knee. Lower the right knee down to the side. Then lift the arms up towards the sky. And exhaling, bring the left hand towards the right knee. We're going to reach with the right hand over towards the left leg to give ourselves a side stretch here. Releasing any tensions that perhaps appeared during our planks. And if you feel it's too much, keeping the right arm up, you can always rest it behind your back. Give yourself a little bit more ease. On the next inhale, gently coming all the way back up to the center, closing ourselves. We're going to gather the right knee, bring the right knee in front of the chest. One more time, holding the left elbow around the right knee. Right hand comes back. Rotate the shoulders away from the ears, lengthen from the crown of the head. And exhaling, squeeze the navel and look a little bit further back. One more breath here. And see if you can look a little bit further back. One more breath. On the next inhale, coming back to the center and gently unraveling to the other side. Bring the hands towards the left and give yourself a little bend here. Just inhaling center and changing sides. We're going to bend the left knee, lower the left knee down to the side. We're going to lift the arms up high first, and then bring ourselves to the twist. Right hand comes towards the left knee, and the left arm reaches towards the side. Some of you might be able to fold all the way and catch your toes, but it's better to stay open with your chest than to try to reach further and close our chest. So see how much you can take without compromising your stretch, your posture. If you need, you can lower the left arm behind. Now on the next inhale, coming all the way back up to the center, we're going to gather the left knee back in front of the chest, holding the left knee with the right elbow, bring the left hand back. Trying not to round ourselves, we want to still reach up high from the crown of the head. And exhaling, squeeze the navel and look a little bit further back. One more breath. And look a little bit further back. On the next inhale, slowly coming back to the center and gently release the left leg out. Give yourself a little shake to your legs if you need. Going for our last core. You're going to reach the hands parallel to your legs, flex your feet, take a deep inhale, and exhaling, lower the lower back towards the mat, keeping the shoulders up high. Taking a deep inhale here, and exhale, keeping up. Inhale, coming back to the center without any impulse, with control. And exhaling, rolling, tucking the tailbone, lower back goes down to the mat. Take a deep inhale here, hold it, lower back presses. On the next inhale, lifting up, one last time. And exhaling slowly, tug the tailbone, lower the spine down. One more breath. And allow the shoulders to melt down to the mat. Bend the knees, bring the heels behind the sit bones. If you can, giving a little touch with your fingertips to your heels. Press the hands down into the mat, feet down into the mat. And inhaling, lifting for low bridge here. If you want to go further, interlace the fingers and walking the shoulders a little bit deeper underneath your back. Make sure that your throat has space. Don't move your neck. One more breath. And slowly, with control, release the hands and gently rolling down the back. You're going to stretch the back of the body. You can choose to bring the heels up into that 90-degree angle. If you have a block, or maybe use your hands, place the hands underneath your sacrum. If you want to go for a full posture, pressing the hands down, reach with the toes up towards the sky for this candle pose, Salamba Sarvangasana. The fingertips want to be pointing up either side of the spine, just making sure that you have space through your neck. One more breath. And slowly allow the toes to reach all the way behind you toward the mat. If you feel that this is too much, you can always bend the knees. Perhaps bring the hands down to the mat to support you, or interlace the fingers. Just one more breath. And all together, we're going to bring the hands down onto the mat, either side of the hips, and slowly roll the spine one bone at a time without bumping. And slowly, when the lower back is grounded, bring the knees towards the chest. Give yourself a big hug here, all together. Perhaps a little swing side to side. Taking a deeper inhale and a deeper exhale. And slowly keep the right knee up. We're going to lower the left leg down to the mat for our last release. Holding the right hand, bring it over to the left for this gentle twist. You might want to open the right arm to the side. Perhaps you want to look towards the right shoulder. And see if you can start to close your eyes and to notice your body, notice the strength of that practice. With control, slowly bringing the right knee back to the center and gently lowering the right leg down, changing sides. Bring the left knee back up to the chest. Hug the left knee with the right hand and gently swinging it towards the right. And trying to keep both shoulders down the mat. So there is no need to use our force. There is no need to press to weigh down. Just allow the weight of your bones and your muscles to do the stretch. Maybe look over towards your left shoulder. And gently, on your next inhale, bring the left knee back to the center. And slowly release the left leg down, preparing for our Shavasana. Allow space between your inner thighs. Give space between your armpits. Allow your neck to be long. And feel how you can release your shoulders, your head down the mat. Soften your spine, your hips. Relax your legs. The Shavasana, letting go of control, letting go of any expectations. Allow yourself to feel your body. I invite you to stay as long as you need in this Shavasana. Remember to wake up gently, to take your time. For those who need to keep going with the day, waking up together, slowly starting to wiggle the toes, to wiggle the fingers, taking perhaps a big stretch, or if you want, keeping your body soft, finding your way towards the right side of your body, making yourself a little ball. Gently coming back to the room, helping yourself to come back to sit. Once you find your seat, perhaps using that block or a pillow to give yourself a little bit more height, to help your hips have a little bit more space, your lower back. Take a moment to close your eyes. Allow the muscles of your face to relax. Your shoulders to soften, your chest to soften. Maybe you had an intention for the practice, bring that intention back. Give it a beautiful smile. Smile to yourself. Now together, taking a deep inhale through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth. Bringing the hands in front of the heart into a prayer position. Bowing the chin to the chest. Showing gratitude for who you are. Gratitude for your body. For your practice. Remembering that each and one of us is unique and special. Thank you all for your practice. Namaste.